Hi, I'm Kevin Dundon and you're watching Hip World Gourmet.
I tell you, this is what I call for the love of food. Trekking through this to get one of our final ingredients for today, which is beautiful watercress. And I'm just gonna pick some here. I tell you what, you go to the kitchen. I'll try and get out of this mud so I can show you what I'm gonna do with this beautiful watercress. So today I'm going to show you how to make a prawn and watercress spring roll with a chili jam. Then we're going to follow it up with a hearty cockle stew, and we're going to put some semi-sun-dried tomatoes in there, some potatoes, some herbs, and kind of get this casserole dish going. It's absolutely excellent. Then we're going to finish off with a real summer dessert for you, and it's baked fresh peaches with creme fraiche on top. Great for one of those hot summer days. And then we're going to start on making the spring rolls now. I'm going to start by making the chili jam, because the chili jam is actually, you want to cook it, you want to make it into like a syrupy texture, and then you want to let it cool down slightly. So for the ingredients for the chili jam, we have rice wine vinegar. We've got some fresh chilies, good and hot. And we have some sugar. So basically you just want to slice it down, like so. Then you can see those chilies, see the seeds in them? Throw them into the pot. We're going to add some sugar. Good bit of sugar, and then some rice wine vinegar. Just going to let that come to the boil and let it reduce down by about 1/3. But while that's working away there for us, we'll start on making the spring rolls. What we have here is, they actually came out of the water of Kilmore Quay, which is about 40-minute drive from Dunbrody, and the classic name for them is a Dublin Bay prawn. Just put it onto your pan. Some salt and pepper. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the top. We'll put that in the oven. Okay, so with the prawns, we're not going to use the head, so we'll just pull them off. You can see the flesh, it's lovely and firm. So you take off the head. You take the first layer of the shell off, like so, press in like so, it just comes out. Just put them in there. Then with some watercress, just loosely dyed. What the watercress will actually give this dish is actually a peppery aftertaste, which is quite special when you're working with prawns. So we get a spring roll wrap. I'm going to brush the edges with a little bit of egg wash, like so. Nowadays, with our taste buds changing all the time, you'll find that spring roll wraps are readily available in your local supermarket, or go to an oriental market. Every city has one. So we just put it diagonally like so. Make sure all your filling is inside. Give it one roll, and then again with some egg wash. Turn it in to the center. There you have a homemade prawn and watercress spring roll ready to go in the stove. Always be very careful when you're using the wok and you're using oil in it, that it doesn't get too hot. And how you know when it's getting too hot, the oil will start to smoke. So at that point, so drop in your spring roll. Then just get a spoon. Just sit it on top just to submerge it in the oil so it's getting the golden brown all the way around the dish. I'm just going to pour that chili jam into the container. Just leave it there. That prawn in the oven, I'm sure, is just about ready. I could eat a whole plate of these prawns. You can actually see the prawns and the watercress nearly coming through the pastry. Just move it inside there. Okay, with a serrated knife, we want to just cut off the ends. On both ends. Okay, and then you want to cut it on an angle. You can actually smell the pepper coming off the watercress. Put this into the center of the plate. So. Prawn around it. We're going to drizzle it over top with the chili jam. Just put a little bit on your prawn as well. And then we're just going to top it off with the watercress. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to bring you down to Woodstock. We're going to go across in a little ferry and we're going to go across the far side and we're going to meet a guy called Dano, and he's going to show us how we dig cockles on the beach of Woodstock. So why don't you come with me now and let's get your boots on, let's go. Hey Dano, how's it going?
Not too bad.
You good?
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Beautiful, yeah.
So where are we going to get cockles here?
I should be great here beside them. We are
Here,
here, yes. Yeah.
Excellent. And is there many here?
I'll know in a minute.
What?
There was a lot here the last time I was here.
there?
Anyway.
When were you here last?
Well, last week.
Last week?
Last week, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Superb. Let's go and let's have a look and see if we can get some cockles.
I wouldn't say about the way.
Were you in the pub last night, were you?
I wasn't.
What?
I was.
Were you?
Yes.
A few pints, did you?
Oh, yeah.
I wish I was there myself. You might go there tonight.
Maybe.
Right,
if you have the money, I have the time. I didn't get out.
No money, I'm broke.
Anyway, that's
Well, cheers, the man with the rake in the bucket. What are you raking up money here, is it?
No, you have your hand on the money.
Oh, sure, I hold that, will I?
You hold that.
All right.
Okay then. We go then.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Michelle, here's the shell here now. Michelle's.
That one. Ready?
But they're literally just under the surface.
Oh yeah. And then when the tide's coming in, they come right up.
What's that there? No, it's empty shells. There's one there now, Dana. All right, we need to head off, so thanks a million.
Okay,
Dana.
Kevin.
Shall we see you later for a pint?
Yeah, okay.
The Harry,
R2.
buddy? R2.
R2.
Have you got the money? I've got the time.
Okay, Kevin.
We're going to go back to the kitchen now and cook up a storm. Let's go.
They are now. Took a trip across the ferry. We went across to Woodstock Beach and the views were spectacular. And then Dano showed us how to dig cockles. A lot of hard work, but it's worth it when you see what we're going to be making now. We're going to make a hearty cockle broth with semi-sun-dried tomatoes, some garlic, some mixed herbs, some potatoes. It's going to be really kind of great stew. So we put on the heat on that. Basically what we have here is the cockles, which you've already seen, some potatoes, some red onions, some semi-sun-dried tomatoes, some garlic. Again, we're going to use a little bit of the olive oil infused with some garlic inside. So again, leave the garlic in the olive oil for about a half an hour. Let the garlic seep into the olive oil. Just adds that little bit more flavor. Some rock salt and some fine herbs. So with our onion, again I'm using red onion. You can use shallots or you can use a white onion, it's up to yourself. I'm going to just chop that up. Again, roughly, because it's actually a hearty broth, so I mean it doesn't have to be uniform in shape or size. There we go. So a little bit of your infused garlic oil. With the onions. Take 3 cloves of garlic. Again, just slice them. Okay, we're going to put in our cockles now. You might have heard that song, Cockles and Mussels of Live Oak. It's a famous Dublin song. And now you know the song and now you know what cockles look like. Okay, we're going to put in some potatoes. And some white wine. We're going to add a little bit of water to that too because we want to make a stock. There's actually heaps of flavour in the cockles, so you don't actually need to use fish stock at all in this because you're actually making a stock as we're making this dish. So with the semi-sun-dried tomatoes, again just roughly chop. And then we're just going to use some mixed herbs, some watercress, some rosemary, some tarragon, and a little bit of cilantro. Roughly chopped again. We're going to let that come up to the boil and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just going to, for add a flavour, I'm just going to put a little bit of saffron in there. That's completely optional, whether you put it in or not. So there you have it. It's been simmering for about 10 minutes now, and you can really start to see how it's coming alive. So that's just about ready there now. So we'll get out our dish, turn off the heat. I'm just going to take out some of the ingredients there first. When I see dishes like this, it always reminds me of being down in the Mediterranean on a veranda looking out over the sea and eating fantastic seafood. Shellfish. It's a great lunchtime dish, this. So then with a ladle, because the broth is a very important element of this dish, and I'd recommend that you serve that with a lovely crispy bread roll. Let's clean off the edge of the plate there. Bit shy flour on the side. So next up, we're going to do a really, really good summer pudding, and it's baked peaches with creme fraiche drizzled with some honey over top. So now we're going to show you how to make a fabulous summer pudding. It's just baked peaches with caramelized brown sugar with some creme fraiche and drizzled with some honey. It's a really, really great dessert, and at this time of year the peaches are fantastic and fresh, and really the flavour of them are stunning. So we're just going to halve the peaches. Twist it so like that. We're just going to need 3 halves. Just take the pip out. Put them face down. Put a good bit of brown sugar on top. squeeze of an orange juice, like so. Just a little knob of butter on top of each peach. We're going to put that into the oven now. And what you'll see is the caramelizing around the peaches, and the skin of the peaches is going to start peeling back, and the juices of the peaches start going to pouring out. And then we're going to top it with some creme fraiche. The creme fraiche is going to melt and drool all over the peaches, and then you're just going to eat them. You can see them now. We're just going to lift her and turn them over. You can really see they're starting to caramelize there. So they're ready to plate up, just about ready to eat. Let me just plate that here. Again, it's a very simple dessert to do. So we're going to top it with some creme fraiche. You can just see that melting down. And then we're just going to drizzle some honey over top. Sprig of mint, fantastic. We started today with a prawn and watercress spring roll with that chili jam. Then we followed with that cockle stew. It was really hearty with loads of vegetables, and we threw in a little bit of saffron just to give it that extra bit of flavour. We finished off with this very simple summer dish, which is caramelised and baked peaches, creme fraiche, drizzled with honey. But join us again when we're discovering new recipes here on Hit World Gourmet. Always remember, it's for the love of food. Sláinte.